Yo,
What's up, man?
Tim, how are you, man?
Great. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Live from the
Same
studio.
here, bro.
Set up, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Trying to get more and more used to, working from home and being around the kids and stuff like that. It's been pretty great this summer. So enjoying our last week of freedom with the kiddos. So it's cool.
Love it. Love it. How old are your kids?
7 and 5.
Okay. I'm right there with you. I got seven, five, and then three.
Oh yeah, man. You're right in the mix, bro.
Yeah. 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 It's fun. Keeps us on
I
our
couldn't
toes.
I couldn't go for the third man. I was always like a man coverage kind of guy when I played basketball. So like zone defense just didn't
Yeah.
work out well for me. So
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I feel like my wife and I, we have capacity for two kids and then we have three. So
yeah.
we are over capacity. Anyway, thanks for joining, man. This is
Thanks for having me.
fun. This
This is
is
a cool idea.
the first podcast of we'll see how many. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. Trying something a little bit new. So on today's call, we're taking a little bit of a trip down memory lane. We're gonna have Tim's childhood snack and let him share a bit about that. We'll talk about leadership and where HT Growth Partners is going. We'll talk a little bit about an exciting new initiative for carbon, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. So would love to take a trip down memory lane, Tim, and have you share what your favorite childhood snack is and tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I thought a lot about that, and I think about the memories that are like associated with all of those things, right? I mean, grew up in a unique circumstance, unique situation. My mother passed away when we were young. Our father wasn't around, so we bounced around a lot with our aunts and uncles and stuff like that. We had an aunt and uncle that took us in when we were young and spent a lot of time with us. Um, but there was it was unique, right? It wasn't necessarily what you would call the traditional nuclear household, and so there were little things that happen along the way that you're like, boy, I didn't realize how special that was until after the fact. So it really got me thinking a lot when you asked that question. And spent a lot of time with my grandma growing up. This was my mother's mom,
Okay.
and she was like your what you think of when you think of a grandma in that time or a family in that time. She had 7 kids. Her husband worked in the steel mill here in Youngstown. She never got her driver's license. She never had a job. She stayed home and raised the kids. She was the lady that everybody called when they needed crafts made for weddings or cookie tables for weddings and all that fun stuff. So when I would go to my grandma's house, she would always make sure that I had what I liked. And it was the same thing every time. She would make sure that there were snack packs, chocolate pudding snack packs, because the aunt and uncle that I lived with, they were just super healthy people. Like they ate a lot of what you should be eating. There was not a whole lot of junk food in the house and stuff like that. And they were a little bit older, and their kids were a little bit older, so they were long removed from having little kids around their house. So there wasn't a whole lot of like toys everywhere. There wasn't a whole lot of sweets everywhere. So going to grandma's meant I got snack packs. I got the things that I probably
Love
shouldn't
it.
be eating. And it's something that still to this day, when I'm walking through the grocery store and I see the snack packs, I think of Grandma Honey. Grandma Honey was her name. That's what everybody in the community called her. That's what everybody in our family called her, because she was just the sweetest woman that you would ever meet, and everybody loved Grandma Honey. So
Love it. Love it, man. Was it the chocolate or the vanilla snack pack?
it was specifically the chocolate with the vanilla in the middle.
Oh, man.
So, what would equate to the snack pack twist
There
uh
you go.
in, in today. So,
I
yeah,
love it.
that was the jam, man.
Love it. Love it. I actually bought one of each just so I could relive your memory, the chocolate and
Nice.
vanilla.
Nice. Yeah, so this is this is the one.
Oh,
This
you got
is
the one.
the twist. And it's funny is I bought these and I put them in my cupboard, and I didn't even really look at them until I was texted with you this weekend, and my kids had gotten into them, and there was one left. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm glad I actually looked at this." But I talked to them last night about it, and was excited that they were excited to see some snack packs in the house, because that's uncharacteristic of us now being the, quote unquote healthy parents
Oh,
and
there you
having
go.
the healthy
There
food
you
around the
go.
house. So,
Love it. Love it. I'm gonna open my my chocolate snack pack here
all right.
in honor of your childhood and Grandma Honey. And I don't know the last time I had a snack pack, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like Air Bud. I don't know if you saw that movie. Like,
Yeah.
he's opening those vanilla snack packs for his dog.
Yep.
But we'll see here. I didn't even look at the sugar content of these bad boys, but
You probably shouldn't. That's fair.
so transitioning from the childhood, which one is just amazing, like just your background and Grandma Honey, and just I've heard quite a bit about your story at HD Davis, now HD Growth Partners, of how you were answering phones at $8 an hour as
Yep.
a young buck, and how the firm transitioned to you, and how you've grown it from 4 employees to 80 at this point, and
Yep.
now you've got some serious backing and continuing your acquisition strategy. Would love to hear, like, from Grandma Honey and background and growth over 10 plus years. How has that, like, humble beginnings affected you now, and how you lead? I think a couple years ago, HD Davis was named like the best place for women to work, like,
Yep.
in the country.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'd love to hear just how that all came about.
Yeah. So in 2021, we were named as the best place for women to work in the country by Accounting Today. And it was one of those things specific to this conversation that was like extra impactful. You know what I mean? I was raised by my mom's sisters. So it was my mom's mother, Grandma Honey. It was her sister Marcia and her sister Blanche and her sister Olivia that really kind of, you know, that made me who I am today. So, being in that environment of these strong women that cared about the community and were very vested in who I became and my well-being. It was that much bigger of a deal when we got that recognition. When we were recognized as the best place for women to work, it was something that I knew that Grandma Honey would be proud of, that my mom and her sisters would be proud of. So it meant something even more. It was a really proud moment for me personally and professionally. And we've made it. You're gonna say hello?
Hey, buddy.
This is my son Nathan.
Hey, Nathan, you coming for a snack pack?
No?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, you got to run upstairs, buddy. I'll be up in a minute.
Love it. See you, buddy.
Okay, I'll be up in a minute.
Love it.
I saw him peeking in over there, and I was wondering, I was like, is he gonna be able to not jump in here?
Yeah,
So,
I love it.
um, so yeah, I mean, the culture of our workplace has been extremely important. We have people that they bring their kids to work, they bring their pets to work. We wanted this to be a place where people wanted to build their lives around their careers, and feel good doing it. I mean, our industry was notorious for, just burning people out and alcoholism and poor health and all these other things. And I knew from the beginning I felt extremely grateful to be in a position where I could make a great living doing something that I loved. But I also acknowledged the fact that we could do better, and that there was the way that our traditional system was built in public accounting was more focused on greed and money and those kinds of things, rather than what we should be focused on, which was building a community of something that you wanted to be a part of, and giving people something that they were proud of to come to work to every day. So it was there's a lot of really great accounting firms across this country. There's a lot of great places that you can work in public accounting, but there's a lot of places in our industry that have really kind of given us a bad rap, given us a bad name for what the opportunity is here. And the beautiful part about accounting is that every business needed it. That's why I got into it from the beginning, was that I knew that it was going to be a safe job. I wasn't going to have a hard time finding a job, but I was going to get to do whatever it is that I wanted. If I wanted to work with a professional sports team, or if I wanted to work with small businesses, or if I wanted to work with nonprofits and churches and this, that, and the other, I knew that this would empower that. And I saw that early on. And then as I continued to grow in my career and realized that it was now my responsibility to pass that forward to other people, I said, well, step one is that I got to have the place that people can come to take advantage of these opportunities. So, we looked around and said, let's just go all in. Let's continue to reinvest anything that we were making back into this business so that we could professionalize it and build our systems and processes and do the things that we need to do so that we could have the infrastructure that would support who we wanted to be culturally. So really proud of a lot of those things along the way. The growth of the business has been fun. Obviously I'm very proud of that, but if we would have grown the business without having that kind of success culturally, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been nearly as rewarding. It would have been great and exciting and all those other things, but just not the same level of rewarding.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love that, and have loved watching the journey and social posts, and even from a carbon perspective, our team absolutely loved onboarding with your team. Megan is fantastic, and just the culture in general, like it's so needed. Like we
Mhm.
all see the metrics, like the aging demographic of CPA firms. We've seen a lot of CPA firms and just accounting firms in general just shut down. Like
Yeah.
they are burnt out. Their team is burnt out.
Mhm.
It's just not a very sexy profession, especially from college graduates. We've seen, the graduate rates drop significantly year over year. And, I think, what you all are doing, other firms are doing is sort of changing the tide a bit and bringing, some fun back into the profession. Like this
Yep.
is a career you can have for a long time and not burn yourself out and have time with your families and, all the things you just said, like accounting, we have our fingers in all these amazing fun industries. Like you can have a taste of a little bit, or you can be at a niche firm and go real deep on a specific industry. And I love this, like you guys are blazing that trail again to get people excited. So love what you guys are doing. Would love to hear, like, as you think through, the transition from HD Davis to HD Growth Partners, like what gets you excited for the next 10 years?
Yeah, so one of the big moves in that was that we joined a private equity backed platform, Ascend, which was the reason for the transition from HD Davis CPAs to HD Growth Partners. And one of the biggest reasons that we did that was I had met with these folks from the beginning, from when they were starting this platform, and I believed wholeheartedly in what they wanted to accomplish. And I knew that what we could do on our own here in little Youngstown, Ohio, was going to make some noise, was going to shake some people up, but we weren't going to be able to have the true impact that I thought we could have. We got to that point of momentum where we got an unbelievable team of people. We got a great partner group, a great leadership group. The next generation of leaders coming up in the firm is really, really impressive. All the way down to our interns that are just in college and working with our firm is the best group of people that I've ever seen at our firm. And when you're tasked with making the right decision for a large group of people, you think differently. When I pull into my parking lot at our facility here in Youngstown, I see all the cars. And then I see not only all the cars, but all the car payments that are required to be made, all the mortgage payments, all the rent payments, all the student loan payments. And I think to myself, what is the right decision for me to make sure that these people can get the same opportunity that I had? I want everybody that works at our firm to have the same ability, to have the same career progression that I had. I started answering the phones and I'm the CEO of our company. Like I want to provide that same path for everybody that works for us. And I knew that staying on our own without any affiliation with any other firm was going to be really difficult to accomplish that. We looked a lot at merging into a larger firm. We met with quite a few of them and realized quickly that wasn't going to ultimately be the best path forward for us. We knew that had we merged into a larger firm, we were going to have to do a lot of work to make some cultural advances in those larger firms because there were very few larger firms that aligned with us culturally. Um, and then when I met my partners at Ascend, David Wurzbacher and Aaron Stammer, and realized exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to accomplish it, I knew that it aligned with what I wanted. And I knew that that was going to be the thing that provided the opportunity for us to change, not only the potential long-term view of the industry, but for the people that I see every day, it created the greatest opportunity for them possible. And that was first and foremost the most important thing to me. And now, I mean, we're continuing to, I don't want to say blaze the path because we're not the first people to do this, right? There's some really great firms that have led the charge here. There are firms like Dark Horse with Chase Berkey and Brandon Hall and Kenji Kurumoto at Acuity, and there's just these people that have been doing this much longer than us. So I have followed in their footsteps. I have gone down the path that they have already started blazing, and now it's my turn to make some contributions to that path. So this was the way that we thought would make the most impact for us, and it's already proven to be that. We immediately had a huge increase to our health insurance benefits and the opportunity that it created for our team members and the ability to tap into all the resources across all of our shared firms on the Ascend platform across the country. So we've seen in the first couple of months how amazing this has been for our team. But I also see that the opportunity that's in front of us now is beyond anything I would have ever imagined on my own without partners like this. So I'm excited for what HD Davis CPAs was, what we built it into, and now beyond excited to think about what it could become in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that vision and where you're going and just the passion that you've got behind that. Like we see it. I've been in the accounting profession for 13 years now. I've been at
Mhm.
Carbon. This is my fourth year, and I've had the pleasure of working with hundreds of firms. And like accountants are brilliant. I'm biased because I'm not really one. I'm not a CPA, but I love the profession. And there are firms that can grow to a certain size, and you start getting into that higher altitude, and it gets shaky. And we've done a number of carbon to carbon mergers at this point, and we just see that the gifts and the skills of two firms coming together or multiple firms coming together, you just go much farther together than alone. And then you think of the staff and the opportunities that open up for your interns, your juniors, your seniors, your directors, like to have that base of growth, like you said, with Ascend is it's just really special. And I think it breathes some life into the industry. And one of the things we're working on at Carbon that we're just super excited about is we've started this marketplace where firms can list themselves for sale, almost like Zillow, Redfin style of listing your home for sale, and have other carbon firms have the opportunity to acquire and merge and grow something beautiful. We've seen it a number of times, and at Carbon, our passion is to make our clients' lives and make the accounting industry just amazing. We want firms to achieve their wildest aspirations is part of our mission statement. And for many firm owners, to have a successful exit is part of that dream. One for to have their retirement funded for all the hard work they've done over years or decades, to have a retirement of their dreams, to spend time with their family. For many of them that I've talked to, it's exactly what you said. They want to have their staff have somewhere to go, and it's not always the best fit to just acquire the business as it is. Sometimes it makes a lot more sense to roll up into a more established brand or to merge and have that sort of multiplication effect. So love what you guys are doing, Tim. I know you've helped me just ideate on the marketplace. We love what you guys are doing at HT Growth Partners. So more to come on the marketplace. I think we launch in 2 weeks. It's August 27th at this point. We'll see how long it takes to edit this video down, but it should be around the time of launch. So absolutely excited about that. And before we wrap up, I just want to shine some spotlight on you, Tim, and HG Growth Partners. We'd love to hear as you think through that 10-year trajectory, like who are you all looking for to have join the HT Growth Partners team, whether it's employees or as you're looking at firms, like, how do we draw some attention to what you guys are building?
So one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the course of the last 15, 16 years is we built kind of a unique model for acquisitions, and we've acquired a lot of small firms from the beginning of HD Davis. And the best part about this has been the opportunity that it's created not only for our existing firm and our employees, but the firm that's retiring, the person that wants to leave, it gives them the chance and gives them the opportunity to do it on their own terms, right? I've seen so many people that have just they've closed their firm because of illness, they've closed their firm because of other, you know, things that were outside of their control. You know, the people that join our firm are people that we're intentional about trying to select because we want them to be able to mentor our young staff. We now can provide them the opportunity to transition these relationships that are so important to them because, you know, as an accountant in public accounting in the middle market space in particular, we have a different kind of relationship with our clients. You know, we're invited to weddings, we're invited to funerals, we're invited to baby showers and kids' birthdays, and we're a part of the community that our clients exist in. We're sponsoring the baseball teams with them. We're out there, you know, in the community with our clients. And so it's really a different kind of a feeling when it comes time to retire, you know, in that middle market space, and thinking about transitioning your book of business to someone that you feel is going to carry on things the way that were important to you. And that's something that I feel like we've been really good at. We've gotten better and better about this over the years, and just trying to create this opportunity for those folks that want to retire to say, hey, listen, you come and join us. Your team will be a great addition and all the benefits that they're going to gain as a result of joining our firm. But you can also continue to work as long as you care to here with us. You know, if you want to put in 40 hours a week, you want to put in 10 hours a week, you want to do mentoring and networking and business development and things like that, we can provide that opportunity for people to do that. So I'm really excited about what that looks like into the future because I know what the numbers are. I know how many of those firms that are out there. I know, you know, how little of an opportunity there is for those people to transition their business in a more meaningful way internally to their team members, or, you know, in a way that just doesn't make them feel like they sold their soul. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to see what this can continue to grow into. It got to the point, you know, for us that as we continue to grow, that reinvestment back into the firm got really difficult to do, because you weren't sure what the next 5, 10, 20 years was going to look like. But the next 10 years for us is hopefully continuing to provide opportunity for our team members, continue to be big champions in our communities, wherever it is that we're at across the country, and providing this opportunity for people to transition their business in a more meaningful way. So I'm excited to have a partner like Carbon to continue to do this with. Carbon has been a game changer for our firm. Um, I tell people often is that, you know, you're not going to create a firm of the future by using tools of the past.
Hmm.
And Carbon is a tool of the future related to accounting firms. If you can't change how you view the work, and you can't dedicate the resources to allocate your staff and allocate your capacity and have true visibility of what's going on, then it gets really difficult to create a culture that has impact. Because if you want to truly give people balance in their work in lives, you have to give them transparency. You have to give them transparency about their workloads. You have to give them transparency about their career paths. And if you don't have the infrastructure and software to support that, you'll never be able to give that transparency to people. So you could never truly be who you want to be without that. So, you know, our continued dedication in utilizing Carbon, not only for our own firm, but, you know, as we continue to grow in the next 10 years, is that we can continue to dedicate a ton of resources to making Carbon a a huge tool and resource for us and our team members to get that career transparency and to maximize their opportunity in this industry. So I'm looking forward to continuing to evolve and get better and better with Carbon by our side.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, man. Thanks for saying that. We love having you guys on the platform. Love your team. Thanks for the time this morning. I know your time is valuable, so thanks for sharing some snack pack with me. Here's
Cheers, brother.
yeah. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.